Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Wake Up and Show Up Live. I am your host, Portia Scott. This is your daily show, giving you a daily dose of information, inspiration, and empowerment. How is everyone doing? Pamela, hello, darling. How are you? I think my husband is on. Hello, darling. Val is on. Hello, darling. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. You guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. You guys, let me know, as always, what are you grateful for? What are you guys grateful for? We're going to let everybody come in the show and we're going to type in, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? I am just grateful because I am breathing. Honestly, like just understanding how important moments are and being able to be present in that moment. Hello, Jasmine. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys for joining. Petra is joining. Thank you, darling, for joining. You guys, I wanted to come in here this morning. I didn't schedule one, so you probably didn't get your notification, but I wanted to come on briefly today because tonight we have a very, very, very special town hall that we're doing. Tracy, hello, darling. We are doing a very, very, very special town hall. So I want you to mark your calendars tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to go live. We have a panel of guests. We have mental health professionals. We have somebody that has also done a lot as it relates to racial injustice. And so we are going to talk about it. We are going to talk about racial injustice. We are going to call on our allies and how our friends that are non-Black can help, because oftentimes they don't know what to say and how to say it. So I believe that this live, that this show, this panel, this town hall is going to talk about what we need. And then we're going to look for solutions, right? Not just from our panel, but from you guys that come in. We want to make sure that we are all part of this solution. I think it's extremely, extremely important. Grateful for a willing heart. Yes, I think it's extremely, extremely important that we have these conversations. They are uncomfortable, but they are needed. We have a great panel of guests that are coming on, and I am super excited about this. I'm super excited that they were willing to have this conversation about racial injustice, about the traumas that happen as a result, how a whole people group have had this traumatic experience, and we're having it over and over again. We're going to talk about it. And so I think it's important that we have this panel, that we talk about the trauma. How do we deal with it from a mental health standpoint? And how do we deal with it from a systematic standpoint, right? What are some of the trainings that are happening? What are some of the solutions that we can do? Who are the people that are in power that can help out, that can join forces? Who are the people that are doing trainings, and what is the education like, and all of these things? Because unfortunately, when these things happen, it is not just one thing. It is systematic issues that have not been handled. And so now we have an outpouring. We see that things are going on. And so I think it's important that we have this. I would love for you guys to join us as we talk about that and talk through some of the solutions as we have our emotions, as we're upset, but that we're trying to figure out, what are these solutions and what can we do, even in our little way? You know, I always say that we may not be able to feed the 5,000, but we can feed one. And what does that mean? That means that I can do my part. I can do my one part, right? And so whether it is having those conversations with your friends that are non-Black, that want to have those conversations, right? And giving space for that. We need allies. And so it's just important. I think it's an incredible thing to have. We're going to have Martinez Sellers. You guys know he is our resident mental health professional on the weekly COVID-19 update. We're going to have my husband, John Henry Scott III, who is not only a Black man, he is a corporate professional. He's a vice president of a global technology firm, and understanding even some of that stuff lying underneath. He's also a pastor. We're going to have Margarita Story, who is on. She is also a pastor. We're going to have J. Love Calderon on, and she has done work within racial injustices, and she's a storyteller. And so she's had documentaries. And so she's been in a lot of this, especially as it relates to prison reform. So we have a great, great panel. I'm super excited about it. We're going to have Jason on as well. And he is also a mental health professional that deals in behaviors. So you guys, it's going to be amazing. I'm so glad you guys are tuning in. I hope that you guys will tune in tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. One of the things I wanted to tell you guys today, yesterday we had a great show and we really were talking about being prepared for your moment. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was really give you 3 things. I want us to all breathe. Take a breath in and take a breath out. I want us to breathe, and I want it to be known that it is okay to have your emotions. It is okay to feel what it is that you're feeling. But I think it's important that we take a moment, that we breathe. And whatever your breathing is, whether that is spending time in prayer and devotion and meditation, whatever it is, I want us to take a step back. And I just want us to breathe. I just want us to breathe. I just want you to take a moment for yourself today, in the midst of your day, right now. Take a moment to breathe. Why? Because it is so important that as so much is going on, especially as we're emotionally charged and things are happening, we need to take a step back and breathe. Why? Because we never want to make permanent decisions in temporary situations. And so we want to take a moment to breathe. We want to make sure that we lean into our emotions. And what we always talk about, especially as Cassandra came on to talk about change enthusiasm, is really that our emotions, our feelings, are signals. And so they're telling us something. Our emotions are telling us something. If we're high in anxiety, maybe our emotions are telling us, hey, you're running from something isn't right, or you're fearful about something. So I want you guys to sit back, and I want us to breathe. It's Friday. Take a minute, take 5 minutes out of your day and just breathe. Center yourself, get back into alignment of who it is that you are. Why? Because that's when we figure out solutions. It is extremely hard to figure out solutions to any problems, not just the world's biggest problems, but your own situations, just bringing yourself back in. It is very hard to make decisions when we are extremely emotionally charged. Believe me, I know, y'all know, I tell y'all all the time, I am an emotional person. Let me tell you, I feel all of my emotions, but I have to take that moment to breathe. You know what I did today? We talked about it yesterday, and it's probably something so small, but I thought about my morning routines and what I do in the morning. And this morning I woke up because I didn't get to bed until really, really late. And so when I did wake up, I had a bit of a headache. And I was like, so much is going on. I got so much to do today. I have this today. I have a couple meetings. And so I was like, all right, just breathe. Just take a moment to breathe. And for me, prayer is the first thing that I do, a prayer or devotion. And it looks different, right? Sometimes it is biblical meditation I put on my Encounter app. Sometimes it is just lying there still, just breathing in and out, just, getting myself ready for the day. And then I had to go back to what are those things that are so very important to me. And so bringing everything back down to what is the most important to me. So whenever I start my day, those are the things. But understanding that if I don't breathe, then I cannot, and when I say breathe, as in being centered, as in calming myself down and bringing myself back to who I know me to be, then I can't show up for my family. And I'm telling you, those are the most important people on planet Earth. Me and my family, those are most important to me. And so I can't be good to me. I can't be kind to me. I won't make decisions that serve me. When we're emotionally charged, we don't make decisions that serve us well. And so that's why it's important to breathe. And so one of the other things is I want us to just be in the moment. We always talk about being present. It's so important. Literally, nothing's going on in my house. My kids are upstairs, my husband's upstairs, and it is just extremely quiet. And I think being grateful for those moments, being grateful for the moments, I always talk about that we're so focused on running, hitting the mark, getting the goal, having this success, doing that, that we miss the moments, that we miss the moments of being able to just be quiet and be still and hear the birds sing. And you know, I've started this gardening thing, child, out of nowhere. I have no idea where that came from, because I told you I don't like dirt, I don't like worms, I don't like to be in the heat. I like it hot, I don't like to sweat. And so, but I've had the opportunity over the last couple of days to just be, to just clear my mind out, right? And the way that I do that, because you know I have a lot going on, the way that I clear my mind is I brain dump. I tell you guys this all the time. I usually try to do it before bed because my mind is running, but even during the day, I take a moment out. Say I take that moment out to breathe. That moment, I breathe in and out, and then after that, let's say, okay, maybe you don't journal, right? But maybe you use sticky notes. Maybe you like to actually write with a pen. I love the feeling of my pen on paper still. So I still have journals, I still have books. And so what I do is I breathe, I sit in that moment, and I'm grateful. And I say, you know what? I'm just thankful for this moment. I know once I come out of this moment, craziness is going to be on. I know somebody's going to be calling me. I know I have work to do, but in this moment, I'm going to be grateful. And then I'm going to brain dump, right? And so I'm going to write out all the things I was thinking about, all that stuff. And so I leave that just so it's out of my mind, just so it's out of my brain. And it's a place where it can sit. Usually what I do is in the mornings, I'll do my prayer, I do all of that stuff. And then I go to that and I say, okay, what is one of the most important things? Because half of the things that I write is not important. Oh, we need a new laundry basket. Sometimes that is my brain dump, honestly. But is that so important that it is going to give me anxiety? Is going to give me overwhelm? So I pick one thing. Oh, okay, I can do this right now. Right now, I need to go and just kiss my babies and tell them I love them, whatever it is. But I pick one of those things and I just brain dump because it helps me to just be in the moment. It allows me to get out what I need to get out without feeling like I have to execute, but it gives me the opportunity to breathe. It gives me the opportunity to be. And so that's what I want to tell you guys, is that we all just need a breath, whether it's that, whether it's everything that's going on in society, whether it's, you know, we're so bombarded with hate, we're so bombarded with all the negativity that's going on, and it's real, right? It's real. So I'm not denying that, but there is another side where people are coming together, where my friends of other nationalities, other ethnicities are calling and saying, "Hey sis, you good? What can I do? How are you feeling? I just wanted to check on you. I don't have all the answers, and sometimes this is a hard conversation, but I'm just checking on you." And so I think understanding that there is always, where there is evil, there is always good. And so even in our situations, there is always a life answer, and there is always, if there's a detriment, there's always a life answer. And so I think it's just so important that we understand that there's always two sides of the coin in our lives, right? What we decide to concentrate on, what we decide to do. Is now a hard time? Absolutely. Honestly, you guys will hear this on the show that I literally went through the last couple of days pretty much trying to ignore it. I knew we had to do something, but I ignored everything else because it was just too much, right? And so I think it's important that we know that things are going on, but I also know that, Portia, you know what? If it's 14 people that come on the show that hear the panel, that's 14 people that will be able to take something and do something with. And so if those 14 people do one thing, that's 14 things that I couldn't do because I'm just one. And if those 14 people impact one other person, that's 28 people that are now doing something. And if that 14 people take something, that's 42. And so it's just understanding that it just takes one step. It just takes one, and knowing that even in tough situations, we always have, we can have the hate, we're going to have the love. If we have the bad, we know there's going to be good. So I love, love, love each and every one of you guys. Love this community. Yes, it is time that we stand in front of you to protect you. What kind of friend or sister am I? If I keep quiet or sit down, I must stand in front of you, period. Trisha, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Love, love, love. Thank you for saying that. Pamela also said, don't miss the moment. So you guys, I'm not going to keep you on because I want you guys to tune in tonight at 7 p.m. We'll be right here. Wherever you listen to all of the lives, we will be right here at 7 p.m. tonight. We are doing what we are calling a special town hall. We are talking about racial injustice, but we are calling on our allies and we are looking for solutions. So I want you to come. I want you to ask your questions. I mean, I want you to come with your solutions too. What are some things that we haven't even thought about doing that we can do? So I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys know how it is. We end every show with this declaration. Waking up is automatic. Showing up is intentional. Today, I will show up. You guys, I will see you this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here. We are going to understand that yes, we are in a bad situation, but there is always good on the other side. And so we're going to figure out what that good is and how we can impact humanity, how we can change the stigmas, how we can change the conversation. So you guys, love you so much. See you. And if you can't make tonight, I will see you on Monday. As we always say, same bat time, same bat channel. Take care, guys.